And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster, touching base with you as I always do every day. And how are you all doing? I hope you are doing well. Today is Tuesday. It is August 12th. Half the month is almost over. Can you believe that? Half the month is almost over. And also, today is our Tip Tuesday, and we'll be talking about how to photograph a film festival using your smartphone. So I'm just coming back from the film festival. I said, why not share some tips? Because there's the Tribeca Film Festival, there's the LA Film Festival, there's film festivals all over the country, and a lot of folks go to film festivals. And why not learn about how to take pictures with your smartphone and other cameras, but mainly your smartphone, how to take better photos, how to make your photos look good while you are at film festivals. And I just got back from the Martha's Vineyards African American Film Festival. And I gave some little tips to some of my folks up there as they were asking me questions. And also, I had used some of these tips myself as I photograph film festivals. So we're going to be doing that in the latter part of our time together today. And but first of all, just wanted to say good morning. It's so good to see everyone here. And it's a hot week in New York, but it's not bad. It's like it's a simple heat in New York City. It's not extremely humid. It's a little humidity, but not a lot. It didn't make it to 90 degrees yesterday in New York City in Central Park, but it did make it around the area. So officially around the area, we are in a heat wave, but not in New York City because Central Park, the temperatures are off. They're never right. The temperature in Central Park is a park, and so it's cooler than the rest of the city. I don't know why they still use Central Park for its readings. I guess so. So you can compare over the century, right? That's where we are. That's where we are. Anyway, I am excited about today. Got more work to do. I'm still editing photos from the film festival. And so you'll see me doing all of that good stuff. It's all about the film festival. Let me move this away from the screen. Like I said, it's all about the film festival. This is, you see my name on there, Ron Floss. This is my copy from the film festival. And I see here someone's requesting some photos right now. And let me see what this is saying here. La, la, la. Let's see what they're asking. Good morning, gentlemen. Block 29. Who shot? Did I shoot block 29? I think I did. So we'll see. I'll get back to them. I will get back to them. And but I don't think I shot block 29. Let me see. Let me just check real quick. Let me check my page here as I do some work along the way. 28. No. I did not shoot 29. That's not me. Okay. Good job, Ron. That is not me, not block 29. Okay. So that means I don't have anything to share. Let's say good morning to some folks. Okay. In the building is the wonderful Hannah, and she says, good happy morning, Ron and Touch Base Daily family. Chris says, and with the silver, good morning, and with the sunshine. And then Lisa says, hey ladies, good morning everyone. And Kelly A says, good morning everyone. And also we have the wonderful Jay-Z Jazzy Jazz. Jazzy Jazz is in the building. Good morning, beautiful people, she says. I almost got caught there. I almost tricked you, almost fooled you. And Janet is in the building. She says, good morning, Touch Base Daily family. So all you great photographers out there, who are the photographers? Who are my photographers out in the world? Who are you? And also early on, I think she's a Jazzy. Jay-Z always gets me. Jazzy Jazz. I know my Jazzy Jazz. And so yeah, it's gonna be a good day. I'm tired. I can tell you that. I'm exhausted. Yesterday it hit me. So Hannah and Dr. Tachi, I never made it to the post office yesterday because literally as I I edited a couple of photos for this project, and I got on the sofa and I fell asleep. I could not stay awake yesterday. And what else happened? Yeah. And then that was it. And then I looked at the news, and then I fell back asleep. So forgive me. I will get those out by the end of the week. So if I can crawl out the house and get to the post office, but I am going to try today. I am going to attempt today. And so I see. Don't just have Jen and the women who call dump Mac Taco. Oh, she's great. Man, I love me some Jennifer. Jennifer is amazing. Oh man, yeah, she is, Lisa. I love her. And yes, I did respond on their show, and so they post my remarks. And I love me some Jen. She has her own talk show. As a matter of fact, I mean, if you haven't followed her, hold on a second. Let me see. Let's see if I can get that up on the screen, because she is worth watching. I mean, never a dull moment on their show. And let me see if it's up here. Let me see if I can get the connection here, because I know it's in my feed that let's see. Was it Jennifer? I forgot Jennifer's last name. Hold on. Is it Welsh? Is it Jennifer Welsh? Yes, it is Jennifer Welsh. Okay. So it's called Liberal. Let me go here. Let me get this up on the screen for you guys so you know what I'm talking about. And she was on Don Lemon today. And let me get the screens. Okay. Okay. So this is her page. Is this or this on? She's on another platform. But anyway, let me just show you who Jennifer Welsh is, and then you can see what we're talking about. She is so funny. You know what? I could really go back to what she did on Don Lemon's show, right? I could do that. Let me see. Hold on a second. Let me go. Let me see here. Hold on. I'm setting this up. So this is Jennifer Welch, and she is on. Here we go. Screen share.
Yesterday, like
this
that.
Is Jennifer
that's
on
your news
Jennifer Welch
like, oh my God, look at the
Don
liberal
Lemon
white
today.
woman that stands up and fights for other people.
And
it's so
is
foreign to them. You know, it's such a foreign concept.
Why'd you do it? Why have you had it so up to here right now? Because I've had it up to here for a long time, as you know, but this whole thing now with having Epstein derangement syndrome, trying to do everything he can to distract people from his name being in the Epstein files, and that his own.
This guy, it's set up like a kindergarten class. Like, here's your coloring project. And so the Oval Office is his coloring book. Oh, today we're going to do show and tell with executive orders. And he holds them up, and he spans them around. And then I don't know if you saw him a couple days ago, he's sitting at the little desk with everybody surrounding him, and the optics of that. Everything is set up for this guy like he's in elementary school. And here's my thing, Don. And we have to talk about this fucking aspect of this. All the MAGA men are all about, we're so masculine. We're alphas, and Democrats are betas, and they're pussies and all this shit, right? So if Donald Trump is your alpha MAGA, that's your guy. Every single one of you are bending and following him as a beta. Because if you look at like Scott Jennings, 2 years ago had moral clarity on January 6th. Now it's just a little dust up at the Capitol. Marco Rubio, all of these guys. Oh my God, look at the crown molding up there, you guys.
Jen, this is the thing. I always say that
look,
nothing
so
against poor people.
This
is what I think. Oh my God, look at this. Oh my God.
What the White House looks like now.
This is what poor people think of rich people. Ridiculous. Are like, right? This is like their version of a rich person. This is some tacky, gross shit. If someone did this to my house, I would tell them, I would ask them for my money back plus more so that I could get this shit out of here. This looks like some gaudy person who lives.
It looks
I'm not going to say the
horrible.
neighborhood
Horrible.
here in New York City, but there's a lot of gold leaf in some neighborhoods.
Yeah,
It's
Scott
just
Jennings is the worst.
worst. What the fuck?
Let me say
Oh.
this.
This
is what I call,
gaudy.
I've been an interior designer for 25 years.
Listen to this.
This is what I call inferior desecrating. Instead of interior decorating, this is inferior desecrating. And if you look, I want you to look at the door and you see the gold medallion on the top of the molding.
It's disgusting.
It exceeds the reveal. It's not even good. Secondly, gold leaf is not this bright. This is not real gold leaf. It's not this bright.
It's gaudy.
Fuck, does
It's
he have a
cheap.
cherub?
It's nasty.
See that cherub? Why did he have to bring that cherub into this thing? What are we doing? This cherub is in there catching a stray.
The cherub on the top.
What
The
hell
cherub.
is going on that he's got a little cherub up in there, Don?
It's awful. I mean, to me, I thought this was a joke when I saw it. But it's actually, this is real. Is there another picture? Isn't there something like behind the door or something? There are more
priceless.
pictures.
Look at this door. Look at what they've done to the White House.
Oh my gosh.
Look at
Can you
what
go
they've
back
done.
to the one with Joe Biden? Look at
the
the Joe
difference
Biden.
between the White House.
Look how
before.
simple. And I'm not sure what era. What would you call this era? Is this like
It's
Louis
a colonial
something?
federal.
What is it? It's just
I
early
think
American
all the
designer.
whatever.
And Lisa
All
is
the
one
gold
too,
stuff,
you
I think,
know,
is like Louis the 14th.
federal
But you know,
and colonial.
the White House
That's the
before
White
was
House.
just kind of traditional. It always been what I call this classic traditional American decor, which is kind of appropriate. You know, we're not known for, the French are kind of, you go to the Palais Elysee, the French are known for this. The Italians have their own take, the Greeks, et cetera, et cetera. The Americans aren't really known for this. It's simple, colonial. And what Donald Trump is doing here is, to me, it's like all of this. I'm just going to go and say it. We're compensating, Don. I mean, everything I see them do, we're compensating.
You mean overcompensating for a small penis? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I thought that I didn't when I saw the airplane. I was like, "What is the need for that airplane to be right there? Like that's some
Small penis
overcompensation shit.
design.
What about these
That
big,
is
tall,
so
like things
hilarious.
in the back and the candlesticks or whatever the fuck that is? Like, what is that?" Again, I think that the one with Biden is just so classy and neat and clean. I love the lamps. I love the busts of King and Kennedy and
Yeah.
just the way that everything, even
Look
the
at this
proportions
trash.
are
This
beautifully.
trash.
And then here's what people who don't understand interior design and art do. So they think they have a bunch of money, so they throw a bunch of art pictures on the wall, or sometimes very expensive art, and they just clump it all together.
Yeah.
Like leave some fucking wall space so that someone can stand back and take a look at the picture. I can't even look at these photographs. It's an assault on my eyes. I'd rather look at the actual painting instead of the frames that are just, glaring at me. It's like, get that big, ugly fucking frame out of there. What are you doing? The frame is overshadowing the beautiful painting or portrait of, the former American president.
Anyway, you know who she is.
Well, and
Check
then
out
just
her
look
page.
at, do
I'll
you
put a
see the
link in at the
molding
end,
that's just
but
attached to the wall for no particular
she's so
reason
good.
that flanks the fireplace?
Mhm.
Like this is where we just get into just
Look at
gold
that.
leaf
These little
crackhead
things here.
situation. That's what we have going
They
on
don't
here.
even belong there.
This is his coloring book. We're dealing with an 85-year-old toddler that reportedly wears a diaper. Okay. We've all seen the cankles. All right. We've all seen the dementia on full display. Yesterday, he said he was going to Russia twice. He's going to Alaska. We all saw him bop around on stage for 45 minutes
Let me get
listening to opera.
You guys get it. But I mean, he's totally destroyed the White House. I mean, first of all, when did they do it? How are they able to decorate in such a horrible, it's just horrible. But anyone knows Trump. We New Yorkers know about Trump Towers. We know about his office in Trump Towers, or the gold leaves everywhere, the horrible toilet seats and gold this and gold that. He think he's Russian. He think he's in a Russian palace. Anyway, I'm just saying. that was not my intention to go into it. But thank you, Lisa, for bringing it. But excuse me, Jennifer Welsh, her show is excellent, and she goes after the MAGA folks without any remorse. She just lays into them, and it's so funny to see her. She is. Janice says she is the best Jennifer. I love me some Jennifer. I listen to her show all the time. Her podcast. She's amazing. So you want some good humor and you want some good facts and information. She knows how to do it. Let's see. Summer is. Oh yes. I see that summer is fleeting, y'all. Summer is fleeting. It certainly is. Good morning, beautiful. I got that. And hey, Aya's in the building. We didn't get Aya in the building yet. Let's go, Aya. Aya is in the building. Aya says, Grand Rising, Ron and everyone. Make sure you hit the likes if you're in the building. Make sure you hit the likes. Hit the likes. Okay, Janet has like little cameras there. Hey, Antonio is in the building. Anthony Rollins in the building says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. And we have the wonderful Bryson in the building. What's up, Ron? What's up, RLP fam? What's up, Touch Base Daily fam? Happy New Release Tuesday. Is Tuesday still the new release day? Remember back in the day, Tuesday used to be when all of the DVDs popped out. Like, you had to you're waiting for the new DVD series to pop on at the Tower Records. It was always Tuesday. Tuesday was release day for all that stuff, good movies. And then you saw the big movies on Fridays. Oh, remember those good old days. Hannah says, good morning, Chris. Or the good mornings there. Lisa says, the podcast is called I've Had It. Thank you so much. And I can just also bring that up so you guys can see it. Thank you, Lisa. I've had it. And she talks about being in the white, being in the white circles, and how she can. And Donald was saying also how she can say things that no one else can say, that we can't say, because she's in those circles and as a white woman. But she is so good. Here we go. Let me see it this way. So now you know where it is. Let me just show you what it looks like so you know what it looks like. Yeah. There we go. So that's the page on here on YouTube. It is called I've Had It podcast. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Two blonde girls that look like they're Republicans, but they are far from it. They are total liberal, total about communicating about what's going on in the white community, what's happening in there, talking and preaching to white folks and saying, y'all need to get it together. And she says it like she can only say it. Man, she's so good. She's so good. She and her partner right there. They got 1.01 million subscribers. Now that's a lot of subscribers. Okay, there we go. Take that off the screen. Okay. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for that information. And she is the best. Let's see here. I've Had It. A podcast is the same. Scott Jennings. Oh, yeah. Scott Jennings is the worst. He is the worst on CNN. The absolute worst. I can't even look at CNN any longer. I can't really look at mainstream. Mainstream media is a disgrace. Dr. Taji says, what the hell? Oh, and good morning. He's like, what did I walk into? Lisa says, we had to pay for that, and we will have to pay to change it back. He ain't going nowhere, y'all. He's not going anywhere. I need Americans to embrace this thought. He is not going anywhere unless the good Lord takes him. That's all. That's all, folks. That's it. He's gonna be the puppet of the Federalist Society, Foundation, all those people, Heritage Society, Federal, all those people. Dr. Tachi says we laugh but anybody who puts this amount of effort into a residence intends to stay there. Thank you, Dr. Tachi. I didn't even read your statement until just now. We are on the same page. He ain't going nowhere. Same thing. if someone is going to invest in building a ballroom, do you know how much money and how much time it's going to take to build that ballroom? He ain't going nowhere. He ain't planning to go nowhere. So America needs to wake up. He ain't going nowhere unless there's an uprising. Y'all gonna have to pull this man and all his followers out into the streets. Jazzy says, I'm with Don. I thought it was a joke when I first saw it. I was like, surely that man didn't do that to the White House. That's what I said the first time I saw it. I said, is this a parody? I thought it was a Saturday Night Live parody. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the White House. I didn't believe it. And yes, Anthony says very tacky. Tacky. Yes, Jazzy says a mess. Hannah says, I thought it was a joke when I first saw it too. This is off the top horrible. And Kelly says, that's horrific. He should be ashamed, but there's no shame. And then Janet says, they also destroyed Jackie Kennedy's Rose Garden. Isn't that something? He is evil. He is the worst. And Dr. Taji says, he is trying to make himself a monarch and create a palace. Yeah. Yes. He's an idiot, but that's besides the point. Lisa says, we can change this back, but what will we do with the ballroom? The ballroom is going to take out a part of, now the White House won't even be symmetry. There'll be no more symmetry. You know, the White House was built by Black folks, right? The symmetry, all that beautiful symmetry. Who's the architect of the White House? I don't know. I forgot to. Siri, one of you, Siri, who is the architect of the United States White House?
I found two, James Hoban and Benjamin Henry Latrobe.
Okay, so white men were the architects. However, it was the Black men that built it. There we go. And though that was off my screen, so you guys heard it, but you know, I always got my Siri right here to ask questions. Jazzy says, the bigger question is, do you think a man who's planning to leave would invest this much into the office? Hell no. He is not going. Dr. Tully says, no doubt his wife, Melania, helped with this decor. Guess what? She's from the Eastern Bloc as well. These are the Eastern Bloc people. They've hijacked the West. They've hijacked the West. And he says he put the Obama and Bush portraits in a back stairwell. He don't respect the office. No, he doesn't. He's a horrible person. He's a horrible person. Can we talk about being horrible? You know, we had Elise on here yesterday talking about DC, but these people are really going out to do it. They are going to do it. They're going to try to instate martial law on some level. They're starting on trying to change DC, make it a militarized zone to protect the president. So that way, if there's any uprising, you can't go into DC. You will not be able to go into DC. There was one write-up yesterday that they were saying all residents need to leave DC area. Because it's going to become a militarized zone. Lisa says, we invest, just doesn't care. He doesn't care. Whether he's leaving or not, we paid for it. Yes, that's what happens when you vote. That's what happens when you don't vote. It's a total waste of taxpayer dollars. Dr. Taji says, campaign wishes and caviar dreams with trailer park style. Exactly. Elise is in the building. Good morning, Elise. Good morning, everyone, she says. And Cass Law is in the building. Bless Tenacious Tuesday, Tip Tuesday. Okay, so we're gonna get ready to share some photos from the events this week I had, and then we're just gonna jump right in. And Lisa says, did you guys see the yellow and white striped umbrellas and chairs in the now revamped Rose Garden? Hideous. That's what Janet said. They destroyed the garden. Hey, I see in the building. Charlene is in the building. She says, good morning, everyone. Good morning. And Lisa says, but where is Doge for this wasteful expenditures? Get to Tower Records on Tuesday. Remember those days? Remember those, Lisa? Get to Tower Records on Tuesdays. That's where you got your new videos, your new DVDs, your new music. Always on Tuesdays. Anthony Rowland says, mainstream media has pretty much bent the knee. Thank God for independent media via podcast and YouTube. Yep, it's done. It's done. Capitulation is the word. Lisa says the ballroom is going to be so close to the Washington Monument, effing up the view. That's right. It's going to mess up the sight line. The sight line. You know, DC was designed, like I said, in symmetry. There's a symmetry to the whole layout of DC. Symmetry. The Masons created the symmetry. There's also symbolisms inside the whole layout of DC. Yes. Lisa says, no, I'm sure it was a Black architect and they stole the ideas and blueprint. That's possible. That is possible. Hello, Jack Daniels. Good morning, Elise. I see the love for Elise. Kat says, wow. Good morning, Hannah. Good morning. Good. Am I caught up? Yeah, I'm caught up. I am now caught up. Should we do the lesson first or should we go into pictures from Martha's Vineyards Film Festival to share some more goodies with you all? There is one that I've been working on. I've been working on this project. I've been working on these photos today, last night and this morning. And let me get this off the screen. Sorry, pop that. There we go. Let me get that off the screen. So I've been working on my photos for Netflix. For National Geographic and ESPN. And this particular show, it is now being shared on Nat Geo, ESPN. I was wondering why it should be on. I think one of these is on Hulu too. Hold on a second. But what it's about is the folks of Katrina. And I know this, I mean, when I saw this in the film, I said, you know what? I was there 2 years ago, and that was one of my questions. And this was featured. Oh, there's my camera. Oh, there we go. There we go. And it's called Honoring the Heroes of Hurricane Katrina and Above the Tide, 20 years after Katrina, clips and conversation. And these are the pictures I'm going to share with you from just the team that worked on it. Join us. We honor the heroes of Hurricane Katrina and celebrate the perseverance of the people of New Orleans 20 years after the devastating storm. Our clips and conversation panel will showcase films from ESPN and National Geographic and the incredible resilience and strength of the city's residents, highlighting their unwavering spirit in the face of adversity. And so does this give I think this is Julian. This is Julian Gooden. And she is she is an amazing documentarian. And this is one of my photos of her. And this series, this story is so incredible. And what they do is they dive into how you go to the white sections of New Orleans and you'll see most of the areas have made a comeback or are better and improved. However, in the Black sections, it looks like Katrina happened yesterday. And I know because I was there, like I said, 2 years ago. And I was like, and they gave us a tour of different parts of the city. I did a whole city tour to photograph it. And we went into the Katrina area where the black residents live, and still there's nothing left but like the steps or the frame or a piece of the frame or something that resembled where the houses used to be, and they are no longer. Well, anyway, this documentary goes all into it, and it shows the discriminatory ways how they carried out rescuing the people of Katrina. And it showed also the prejudice and the racism in how, again, how the people were rescued, how the people were also given their FEMA, how they got aid, how they got support. It shows all of the racism connected to the Louisiana, how Louisiana was improved from Katrina. And that, again, is 20 years later. 20 years later, and some of the neighborhoods look like nothing has improved. Nothing has happened. And also, there's these biddings that people want those lands because they want to create, something else. So they're not supporting the Black families there as well. Or when they gave out funds when FEMA and the people were giving out funds for their homes that were destroyed, they did not give them their home worth. They gave them what their home was worth under the segregated and red zoning lines that made their properties cheap. And so they got little dollars, and those little dollars, they could not afford to rebuild their homes. It's by design. Yes, Jazzy. It's by design. And every day I wake up in America, I just say it is a miracle that Black people, I don't even know how, I had this conversation with someone, I think, while I was in Martha's Vineyard. And because I've been to Africa, I know in this way, but Black people, African descent people are also usually are the kindest and the most forgiving people I probably have made contact with as in my own, and not to be biased because I'm Black and African descent, but the most giving and caring people. We are the most forgiving with all the crap that has happened to us by this country. Black Americans still stand for America. Our Black boys and Black girls, daughters, uncles, fathers, wives continue to fight for the country, join the military, go off to wars, work in government, do all the things to support this country. And yet, when you look at the blatant racism on every level, and now we're on another steroid type of racism under this regime, I would say, not administration, but regime. It is amazing that Black folks have not raised up with weapons and, like said, we are done with this and we are going to fight. And but we are an amazing people. I have to tell you, we are an amazing people. Jazzy said it goes back to James Baldwin's quote. Exactly. It's hard. It is hard. Black people, man, every day, every turn, every place we go, is there's not a day in our lives that we don't see racism or we don't feel racism. Oh, every day of our lives. Can you? I mean, other cultures don't get it. They don't understand that. Maybe some on some levels, the bigotries, but Black people, man, we are resilient. We are resilient. Anyway, this is a good film. I want you to make sure you see it. Again, it's on ESPN Films, and it's called Honoring the Heroes of Hurricane Katrina. I'll put the link to this on the description of this video, and I'll also do some more photos. And this is one of this is I forgot his name, football player. This is his name is there. This is Julie. Oh, sorry. This is wait. This is Ryan Clark. And then you also have some other people here. I don't have Karen on here. And I do believe this is Julian. This is Julian. Sorry. This is Julian. And the young lady was Tracy. This is Tracy. Tracy Curry. She's a National Geographic director for Katrina Race Against Time. Yes. And she is amazing. So you can check that out. But Ryan Clark is ESPN's commentator and film subject Above the Tide 20 years about after Katrina. And then you have Julian Gooden, ESPN's East 60 director, Above the Tide 20 years after Katrina. So, and here they go. So these are some of the photos I took. And I haven't added the rest of them, but I just wanted to share a little bit. And I just love the film festival. That's the other thing about being at the Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival, is that it is surely a showcase of us. And that is what makes it so beautiful. Oops, sorry, wrong one. That's what makes it so beautiful. And did you guys see the screen? Am I just sharing the screen, but you didn't see the pictures? I think that's what happened, right? Hold on a second. Let me share that. Hold on. I didn't share with you guys. You're like, what is Ron doing? We don't see the pictures. Here we go. Let me share that with you. And so this is, there you go. So there you go. These are the photos from the panel discussion. Okay, let's see. There we go here with this screen here. And these are the directors and producers of this actual film that is on ESPN. I love photographing the film festival, I have to tell you. And then there's Tracy A. Curry. She's done a lot of documentaries. She's an amazing director. So check out her work. Tracy Tracia Curry. She is incredible. She is the writer. She's the producer of Katrina Race Against Time. So check that out. Okay, there we go. Elise says, it is exhausting. It is exhausting, Elise. It is exhausting. It is exhausting to be Black in America. And Jazzy is in there, loves the pictures. I see here, Elise Jazzy says, it's tiring, really it is, and I've been mentally exhausted recently. I know there's some days you feel it. There's days we feel it. Luckily, we have each other, and we have also the ability to get up and start again the next day. Because some days are tough. It's tough. Also, let me share another bunch of photos. Let me see here. And then we're going to go right into the lesson. Okay, let me see what's another one I can share with you all. Oh, you know, there's only 3 photos. No, I can't do that one. That's only 3 photos. Let me see. Jennifer Huss. I can't do that one yet. Let me share with this one. So let me share this photo. And this one of the best photos. And I'm sure there's no problem with this one. So this is Mr. David Chappelle. And I tell you, David Chappelle is an interesting guy. Some things I can't even say here on live on this platform, but he is quite interesting. And so it was so funny because we only had 1 minute to photograph him. 1 minute. So there are people saying you can't, we only give 1 minute. So we're all waiting for the 1 minute, but the credits are going after. First of all, he created a film to raise funds for his high school, and so he was all surprised. He's not on the program, but it's called Real Life, David Chappelle Live, Real Life. This time is history, and it was a fundraiser, and so a lot of folks came out for the fundraiser, and it was a packed house, but they used something that artists. I bring up David Chappelle because of the photography, and we were stunted and we were in shock. So again, so the credits are going right after the film, and then they tell us to take pictures after the credits. So we're like, okay, we'll take pictures after the credits, and then we will have our 1 minute, because you can get a lot of good shots in 1 minute. I mean, for most of photographers that do this for a living, we can knock this out in 1 minute. You can just like knock it out. You are a beast in class, Ron. These photos are superb. And so we had 1 minute. Then it was reduced because then the guy said, oh, wait, okay, take the pictures. And then in 20 minutes, he said, okay, that's enough, y'all. That's enough. And then we had to be scooted out into the, to the sidelines, where we were able to see the rest of his conversation. But we were only able to get, and one of my buddies was like, he said, Ron, you got a great shot for 1 minute. Wait for 20 seconds. And so I got this shot, and I think he has 2 more, but this was the best one. The other ones are they're not as hot as I would want them to be, but that's the other one, another angle of, because you couldn't move. You just had to knock it out within 20 seconds. And then there's this one. But the first one is my favorite, and that's the one I'll post on one day. I'll post on YouTube today. But post on YouTube. And but the story I want to bring up is that, hey DS, I see you in the building. I want to bring up, let me pop this back up. Why did that happen? Okay, so we take this picture, and my colleagues, they take theirs. Let me see, let me pop here. Let me get back so I can be back down to its regular size. There we go. Okay, but it is not a bad shot. I won't say it's a horrible shot. It's just not one of the best I would have. Sorry for the sounds of New York. Ooh, there's gonna be one day I'm not gonna be having those sounds in the background. Oh, I cannot wait. Anyways, moving right along. So what ended up happening is, not only you weren't allowed to take us, you could not use your smartphone. They were so strict. You could not use we could not bring, well, we had our smartphones, but we were not allowed to use them. But the audience had to put their phones in a pouch. And then they lock the pouch, and then you go into the auditorium. Now, David Chappelle, his whole team came with they came with their pouches and everything. This was not the film festival. This was not MVAAFF. That was not them. It was David Chappelle. So David Chappelle's crew, his people came in. They had you put your phone in the pouch, then you went into the auditorium, which is becoming a new thing for concert goers. that this is going to become a big thing now, meaning more people are doing it. I saw a whole story on it. So this brings me to something I wanted to share with you guys on this subject. I was going to wait till Wednesday, but I'm not going to be here tomorrow because tomorrow I have to be I'm getting my last cleaning, and it's going to be deep, and I will not be talking to anyone. So, but yes, let me take you to this story, and you're going to be, it's a fascinating story. Let me my off of that. Okay, here's my history. So I had this up yesterday, and I will share this with you all. Oh, here we go. This is it. This is it. This is the story. So listen to this. Listen to this. Hold on. Here we go. Let me stop this and then add. You're going to, this is the future, y'all. It's not, well, I should say it's the future. It's now. It's not the future, but it's going to affect everyone that goes to concerts in the future. Not only that, but if your children are going to school and going to classes, this is the new day. It is a new. Now I saw this when they did. They featured this a couple of months ago, but now, I mean, a lot of people are using it. A lot of people use it. Listen to this, y'all. Listen.
The of smartphones has led to some awkward moments from Adele.
Can you stop filming me with a video camera because I'm really here in real life?
To Rihanna.
I only want you on your phone if you're taking pictures of me.
Now, artists such as Alicia Keys, Shawn Mendes, and more are silencing phones with a lockable pouch called Yonder. At concerts where Yonder is used, audience members are asked to place their phone in the lockable pouch. Now, you still have your phone, but you can't access it. The pouches are also catching on with comedians such as Tracy Morgan, Dave Chappelle, and Louis C.K.
Every single person was blocking their vision of their actual child with their phone.
For comedians, the pouch is a way to stop material they're trying out from popping up on YouTube.
They'll take that work, which is not finished, and they'll put it up on the internet, and then everybody will judge the comic by that set, which wasn't meant to be seen in the first place.
But locking phones gets mixed reviews from concert goers.
I think that 100% is probably one of the best ideas ever created.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I DJ as well, and I travel in Europe, and I know for myself, and even coming to watch a show, it takes away from the experience.
I also feel like it's kind of free speech. And for women, it's for safety. So I like to have my phone.
As the use of phones shows no signs of fading, Yonder is now facing competition from others, including Apple, which recently filed a patent for an infrared device that disables recording and photography. But Yonder is now expanding into education. At this Ontario high school, the instructor was looking to stop the daily drama over cell phones.
Well, in my experience, the students have a lot of students of this population have a hard time regulating themselves, and I mean, even myself, and I'm 30 years old, and when my phone goes off, I want to check that immediately.
Now class starts with students locking them away until the end of day. It took some getting used to.
I was like, what? Wait, a pouch? Seriously?
But it's making a difference.
Last year I had the phone, I was on YouTube listening to music, I was on Facebook talking to my girlfriend, right? She's yelling at me for something, I'm paying attention to her, right? I'm not focusing on my work. So the phone's put away, and I actually completed the work, and I was like, wow.
Results that already have other teachers asking about the cell phone taming tool. Eli Glassner, CBC News, Toronto.
And there you have it. What do you guys think of the pouches and concerts? What do you think of it? I mean, are you guys for it or against it? Do you think it's good, a good thing or a bad thing? What do you think about the pouches? Again, if you're in the building, make sure you hit the likes. Make sure you hit the like so people know you're here. But what do you think about the pouches? I am curious. Put it in the comment box. I would love to hear you chime in on the thoughts. But so let me finish the story. Can I finish the story about this? So this woman was up in the risers, like it's like the riser, the back end of the theater of the Performing Arts Center. And she took out the camera and she photographed David Chappelle. Oh, why did she do that? Why did she do that? I mean, they were on patrol. I tell you, this guy moved so fast up those stairs, up to the pole, up the riser, and said, "Ma'am, could I have that phone?" and took that phone immediately, took it out of the theater, put it in a pouch, and then brought it back to her and said, "Now, thank you so much. I don't know. We don't know if they made her delete the photos or not, but she thought she could get away with it, or maybe she didn't realize that there was a rule. We don't know, but that dude. I mean, they were. I mean, literally, there was two people. All they did was scan the audience for photographers or people taking pictures. There are no photos allowed, no videotaping, nothing. Now, I'm curious about what you guys think. Well, see, now this was the thank DS. DS says, well, if there is an emergency, I will need access to my phone. Right? Right? That was a thought. But my friends, we were all together talking about this. That's a thought. What happens if you have an emergency? What happens? And the food plan, I use the Bible app while in church. Oh, shame on you. Shame on you, right? Okay, the food plane. Hey there. Okay. Anthony says, I saw a video of students bugging out trying to pry their phones out of the pouches during class. It's a major addiction. Well, what they found is, this is the other thing they found about this, is that kids are so addicted to their phones, and because they use these pouches now in schools, that some of the kids, like you saw in that video, they didn't realize their own addiction to their phones until their phones were put in these pouches and they couldn't get to their phone by the end of the day. So that at the end of the day, when they get out of school, then they get their pouches, the pouches come off and then they go. Now, different schools have different ways. Some schools have it with the class. Some people have it with the whole building. I don't know. But what do you guys think? Because the other problem was that someone mentioned in this discussion is, what happens if my child is in a shooting incident? Maybe there's a shooter in the school. Now the kids can't go into their phones to say, hey, the shooter is in class such and such. Or there's a person walking the hall with a gun. They can't communicate. They can't share. What do you guys think? I'm curious. I see Lisa says, my son's school here in New York City didn't allow phones. So there was a truck outside of school. Wow. But they charged $1 per phone to keep it all. Wow. And Kelly says, I used one on Saturday at Zane's Comedy Club. It didn't bother me. So that's the other thing. I understand. So when I saw the footage about all these comedians using it, then it made sense. It made sense because they have material. Comedy comedians have to come up with their material, and they don't want anyone to just use their material because it's theirs. It's a lot of work, intellectual property. So I understood why David Chappelle did it. At first, I was like, what's going on? I had never seen. This is the first time at the film festival that we saw someone use the pouch. Never saw it before. Never saw the pouch at the film festival before. Now, I know there was a big article in the beginning of the year from, I think it was Lady Gaga, one of the entertainers. It is interesting. But some of the kids are realizing their addictions. Even the teacher, he said he is addicted to his phone. Most of us are addicted to our phones. Interesting, right? I think we all need pouches, y'all. We need pouches. Oh, what do exactly? Chris says, what did we do before phones? We waited until we got home. We did not have cell phones, so we waited till we got home. And if we were advanced, if we had money, we had an answering machine. Remember when we had those answering machines? If you're old enough to remember, but most people in this community know what I'm talking about. We had answering machines, right? Ugh. And remember the little tape would get jammed, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I can't get my message." Yes. DS says, I agree with the idea, but if there is an emergency, that's an issue. Okay. Dr. Tachi says, I remember when we went to to a taping of a Dancing with the Stars. No phones were allowed. We were faculty fellows. And they said the best bet is just to leave it in the hotel or they'll lock it up. These pouches are a good idea. And I am telling you, but it's this is a privately owned company. But I was like, oh my God, this is a great investment. You know me, my brain said, cha-ching, this is a good investment. When you see a trend line happening, when you're on the beginning of a trend line, companies like this is what you want to invest in. I mean, I'm not a professional to tell you what to invest in, but this is just getting started. I do believe this will be the norm at all concerts. I think all concert halls are going to start doing it. And the money that's going to be made from this company is it has the patent. It has the rights. It's going to make lots of money. Right now, as far as I know, it's a privately held company, so I couldn't invest in it. I was looking how to invest in it yesterday. Could not invest in it. Privately owned. Oh, see, Lisa says about the emergencies. Lisa says there were emergencies before phones. And he says more often than not, the photos and sound quality from concerts is trash unless you're right up front or in the pit. Or you're using a DJI mic system. Elise says, if something happens at school, there are emergency plans in place to contact families. Yep, Chris says, not just the kids, not just the kids. Yeah. What else? DS says, listen, get there. DS says, everything can be done on a phone. It's a phone. It's a computer. It's mailbox. It's encyclopedia, etc., etc. We need our phones. We need our phones. That's what they say. We need our phones. We cannot live without them. Oh, man. I just thought it was an interesting topic. And so when it happened at the film festival, like I said, it was the first time I ever saw it happen at the film festival. This was my third year at the film festival and never saw it before. Never have I saw the pouch. The pouch. The pouch was right there. I never seen one in real life. And now I have. But I do agree with it. I think it's necessary. However, though, no more. Wait, remember, when the concerts are going and everybody lights the back of their flashlights on and get those beautiful sways. Well, you won't be able to do that anymore if the phones are not there, unless they give you a flashlight like they used to do. Remember when we were kids and we used to kids, we were teenagers and we went to concerts and they gave us the flash. We got little flashlights and we could do the flashlight thing. Remember those days? Huh? Just saying, y'all. Just saying. I just wanted to see what you guys said about this, what you guys felt. And DS says, because of all that can be done on a phone, we are on them so much. I live on my phone all day. Starting this school year, there is a ban on phones, tablets, and smartwatches. I do believe in New York State. Yes, in New York State, there is a ban. Anthony says, in all of the theaters I've been to, if there's an emergency or if you need to take a call, you can step out to get your phone unlocked and you'll be directed to a quiet room to take your call. And DS says, Pastor, gonna pass that pouch, then the offering bucket. Hey, think about that in church. Will it be available at church? Will it be a necessity at churches these days? How many people are texting while the sermon's going on? But then, how many people pay tithes using their phones? They use their cash apps. Churches now have cash apps. Venmo, Cash App, all those. Dr. Tati said, a student waited till the last minute to ask me for a recommendation, and I was at a conference in Vegas. This was in the days of BlackBerry, where you could type really fast, so I did it on my phone. TB's in the building. I see you, TB. Again, if you're in the building, make sure you hit the likes. TB said, I attended a David Chappelle concert 2 years ago, and he had us lock them. But was the pouch around 2 years ago? I don't think the pouch. I think the pouch is only about 2 years old. The pouch. I think it's only 2 years old. So maybe it is. Maybe you did. Maybe you had to use the pouch. It used to be. Let's see. Elise says he has had some controversies after some of his shows, and people use their own videos. Pastor said, oh, yeah, wait, they need them phones after all. That's right, because that's how they get paid. People need their phones for Venmo. And TB says, yes, in the pouch. So I just thought I just wanted to hear what you guys thought about that. And since we're on the topic of film festivals, Dr. Tati says, the issue with this is that phones are ubiquitous. And I don't know if it's unsustainable model to keep having people lock their phones. New technology keeps coming up. What will they do then? Hello, how about the glasses? Right? If you're wearing your Ray-Bans, your new Ray-Ban camera glasses, what do you do then? Because if you're taking my glasses, I can't see the concert. Is it older than 2 years? Well, it hasn't been used in public. It hasn't been a mainstream idea until recently. I'm sure the technology has been around, but this company has not been around for 2 years. I don't know. Maybe they had other means, another type of pouch, but this is a really good pouch. I mean, did you see this pouch 2 years ago? Don't know. I gotta find that out. Don't know. Lisa says, I don't like the pouch. Are they new pouches? Because who was picking their nose and touching the pouch? Then they want to give it to me. No thanks. Oh, that only a germaphobe would think like that. Only someone that's a germaphobe. Lisa Sealy, and you know good and damn well they don't sanitize those pouches. They're just bloody filthy. And Dia says, I like that word, ubiquitous. I can't ever say it right. Can never say that word right. I haven't heard that in a while. Ubiquitous. There we go. Ubiquitous. Elise says they have been around since 2014. Really? Who started them? This company's not the starter? Or did this company start it? I don't know. Really, since 2014, that means it's been around for more than 10 years, 11 years, according to Elise. Okay. That's something I did not know. That's why I'm bringing this up. So I'm being schooled with you. Cass says people just need to self-regulate and know what is appropriate and what is not. During work classes, may not need, but during own time, breaks, emergencies should have access. And Anthony says, we're allowed to use our phones in church. Folks use the Bible app. That's right. We use our phones in church for Bible reading, record services, and taking photos, doing services so they can share on social media. It's another way to share the word. Yep. I have that company. The company is Yonder. So the company Yonder has been around since 2014. Ah, nice one. I know one thing. I was definitely looking up for their public training yesterday and could not find it. It's been around, but they're now catching. It's catching now. Yeah, it says the company was founded in 2014, but it has not really made a lot of money or been eyes on them until some of the schools started using them. So it's been around for a while, but now it's taking traction. It didn't always have traction. That we are sure of. Dr. Tachi says, I'm going to start using it. It's word of the day. Ubiquitous. Elise. Yes. Okay, it's time for school. It's time to go to class. It is time. It is time. This is going to be a short lesson. It's going to be quick. And join me for this lesson. How to photograph a film festival using your smartphone. Since we're talking about film festivals this week, the Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival, and all the other film festivals that you'll be going to. And you, if they allow you to with the pouch, this may change everything. You may not be using this as much. So, but anyway, as of now, you can still use this. Most places do allow cameras. Most places do allow smartphones because also, like Anthony said, smartphones is a great way for a small business to use marketing. Most people want you to film their events because when you film their events, then people can see them live and people that can't always be at the concerts. And then also it's great marketing. Smartphone photography, smartphone video at concerts is also a marketing concept. For those that don't know, it is a marketing tool. So, but I do understand both sides of the argument. Okay, so how to photograph a film festival using your smartphone. First thing, film festivals are rich with atmosphere, emotion, and visual variety, and smartphones photography can capture that magic when done right. Here's a set of tips tailored for us. Whether you're capturing red carpet glamour or behind the scenes moments, these tips will help you tell the full story of the festival experience. This is what I did all week last week. I used these tips, and these tips are now available to you. Here we go. Number 1. Prep your phone like a pro. Prep your phone like a pro. And you know what we talk about here. Clean your lens. The first thing you need to do is clean your lens. You should always have this in your pocket. You should have one of these in your pocket at all times. I tell you that all the time. I say this all the time. Everyone needs lens cloths in their pockets. Go to a eyeglass place near you and just walk in and say, hey, do you have a lens cloth? And usually they'll give it to you for free. And then you can just wipe your phone down every time you get ready to take a photo. Do this. You do this real quick, get all the smudges away, and then you are ready to shoot. If you want to do selfies, clean the front one real quick. And now you're ready. You are ready to do your selfies, and you're ready to do your videos, and you're ready to take your photos. Clean your lens. Smudges will kill your clarity. Next, free up storage so you don't miss a moment. Now, I had to do this I had ran out of storage. Can you believe that? I used my Lightroom, and I had taken so many pictures by Thursday, because between my smartphone and then my editing, it was all going into my Lightroom. And I was like, wait a minute, why am I losing? I lost all my space. What happened? I had to spend hours, like 2 hours in the evening, deleting stuff so I can get space back on my my phone. In the cloud. So guys, don't do like I messed up and did. I had to clean it out. I had to change my cards. Free up your storage. Make sure you free up your storage. I was mentioning to one of the young men who was a videographer. I said, we need to clean our storage at least once a month on our phones. Clean your storage once a month. Okay, next one. Enable grid lines to help with composition, the rule of thirds, and for anyone. Okay, so make sure you use your grid lines, and you know how I feel about that. So turn on the grid. Turn on the grid on your phone. Turn on the grid. Next, capture the atmosphere. Wide shots of the venue, marquees, crowds, and signage set the scene. Also, details do matter. Film posters, ticket stubs, decor, add texture to your story. Remember, when you are taking pictures of your film festival, you want to tell a story. Tell your story. Get all the details. Like you saw one of my photos that you probably see in the screen of this, is that I photographed little things, the details. That sets you apart from just a regular photographer or photographer, I should say. Next one, golden hour magic. Now, y'all know how I feel about golden hour magic. Remember when I first got to the film festival, the first thing I did was I went out for a walk, and I just got to enjoy Oak Bluffs and walked around and saw all the people that were there for the film festival, all the people that were there I was doing the whole story. So I was doing a story behind the scenes, and then I did stories at the scene. But the time I went out was the golden hour, and I got some really good photos of the people at Oak Bluffs. Next, tell human stories. I'll say that one more time because this is what I believe in. Tell human stories. Tell human stories. Okay? Tell human stories. Oh, let me say it. Here we go. Portrait mode for candid shots of attendees, filmmakers, and volunteers. Like you see all those close-ups, portraits, right? Portraits. That's one. You want to get some portrait shots. Next, ask for permission when photographing close-ups. Respect and connections go hand in hand. So, for instance, when I was in the Oak Bluffs and I was taking pictures, I took close-ups of people that wanted their pictures taken close-up, right? So the young lady said to me, hey, what about me? What about my husband? Well, you didn't take a picture of us. And I said, oh, okay, you want me to take a picture? Okay, I'll take a picture. And then find out that she lives in New Jersey. She and her husband, they're into the industry, and I may have new friends. Look at that. Number 3, look for emotions. Now, you know how I feel. If you are photographing events of any kind, whether it's a birthday party or anything you're photographing, make sure you look for emotions, reactions during Q&As or moments of laughter and awe. And there's always the Q&A. After the film, they have the conversation panels. And the conversation panels, they talk about their film. After they talk about their film, then they take Q&A from the audience. The audience is allowed to ask questions. If you're trying to get the whole story, take pictures of the front. Take pictures of the people. Tell your story. Number 4, go behind the scenes. Capture transitions. People entering theaters, chatting in lobbies, or grabbing snacks. Just following. I just got out and just hung around and just walk around and just sat along the side of the tent and everything and just watch people. I look for all the smiles. If they were just walking in the area and I had my little zoom lens, I was taking pictures of the smiles, all the joy, the joyful moments. The next one, use your burst mode. Now, thanks to Lisa, I know how to use my burst mode on my Apple phone. So Apple phone has a burst mode, and Samsung's, Androids all have burst modes in your camera. That's that button when you click and hold, and it goes da, 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 da. You will get the dynamic shots of movement and interaction. Hold that burst mode, and you will get better shots. Oh, yes, indeed. Next one, next but not last. Here we go. Play with light and shadows. Play with light and shadows. Low light scenes, use your manual controls or tap to adjust exposure. You know how we said, tap on the screen, hold on the tap, and that little slider will come up so you can change your exposure on your smartphone. You can do that. Next, silhouettes and reflections. Experience with creative compositions in dim settings. Like the low light. Make it mysterious. Give it some character. Give your photos some oomph. Right? And as a spectator, avoid the flash. Now, we professionals, we use our flash because we're there to do work. And half our work is, like, half my photos are with flash and half of them are not. The portrait photos you see are not with flash. The overall pictures are flash. However, if you are attending an event, a film festival, and you're using your smartphone, don't use the flash. It's a distraction. It can disturb the mood and draw attention to you. Yes. Here we go. Last but not least, I think this is the last one. Think like a storyteller. Sequence your shots, opening, middle, and closing images to build a narrative. Can I say that again? Have your opening shots, your middle shots, and your closing images to build a narrative. Also, mixed formats include stills, short video clips, and even slow motion for variety. Right? So, all you creatives out there, or you just starting to be a creative, this is going to help you. Use stills. That means it's in motion. That's like still. It's a photo. Use video clips. It's in motion. Use those other techniques you have on your phone, like slow motion, and that also helps. Next, edit with intention. Use apps like, and you hear me say it all the time, Snapseed or Lightroom mobile to enhance without overdoing it. Okay, there you go. There you have it. And that is the end of this. Do you have we got a Q&A moment. Any questions? Any questions on this topic? How you can take better pictures at film festivals. Film festivals. Okay, there you go. There you go. And okay, I think that's it. So guys, and as you know, this is what we do here. Make sure you join our email list, which is ronlewisphotos.com. Join the email list so that way we can stay in contact with you if we need to by mail, email, because these platforms may not be here. We don't know, but we got to use one thing that does exist is email. Also, I am an event photographer. I photograph events like the African American Film Festival that was just this week. I do many events for corporations and for private events and people. So if you're looking for a photographer or someone is, make sure they mention my name. And last but not least, thank you to the Patreon members. If you want to become a Patreon member and support what we do here, just go to patreon.com and put in Ron Lewis Photos. Okay, so you can join us that way as well. Thank you, Patreon members. You make what happens here happen. You are the magic. And there you have it. There you have it. Okay, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Tomorrow, maybe Chris or Gwendolyn will be taking over. I don't know, but I know that I did not schedule for tomorrow because I will be at the dentist. I got an early dentist appointment. So getting that done tomorrow. And so I won't see you tomorrow, but I'll see you. I'll see you on Thursday. We will have our Trend Watch Thursday conversation. Okay? Shoot, maybe Elise will lead the event. I don't know. Anyone wants to do it, let me know. Reach out to me. Anthony says, another awesome class. I think that was a beneficial, right? Anthony, thank you so much. Thank you. It's always good to know that someone's alive in the audience. That someone is alive. And that the only way we know is by you putting comments in the box. Because it gets like crickets sometimes. It gets lonely in these creative streets. Oh, there's another one. And Hannah says, yes, awesome. Yeah, it's always good to know when you're alive, that you are listening, that this means something to you. Because you know what I always say, if it don't mean nothing to you, then I can stop doing it. So that's how we do it. So don't beat a not a dead horse, but don't beat a horse. Don't beat a horse, period. But anyway. Anthony says, I need to call you later. Okay, call me. I love that. Aya says, on the next episode of TBD, BYOB pouch, bring your TBD pouch to events with various features. Thank you, Aya. Now you guys are hoots. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you hit the likes. Make sure you share this video with your friends. And I think we talked about some interesting topics today. And but I am hoping that this company goes public so I can purchase some stock in it. Yes, there's always a way to make money in the stock market if you know how to do it. Kelly says, I'm always appreciative, Ron. I'm working while listening. I know you are, Kelly. I know some of you are working. Some of you are at your desk. Some of you are at your office spaces. I know. Some of you better not be driving. You better not be driving. So I guess you can drive. You're not interacting. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I will see you on Thursday. Enjoy. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Love you. And Hannah and Dr. Tachi, I will try to get those posters out to you today or tomorrow, but I was exhausted yesterday. So I'll try to get them out today. Okay, buddies. Later. See you. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.